Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, the best there is, best there was, and the best there ever will be. And you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
Hey folks, welcome to the Smack Raw podcast, your one-stop shop for all your WWE and AEW recaps, reviews, pay-per-view predictions. It's Kyle over here joining me today. I got the one and only Mr. Kevin Crazy. What's going on, Kev?
What's good, people?
Hey, man. We may have Sebastian joining us. He was supposed to be in on the stream, but I think he's having technical difficulties. So we apologize ahead of time if he awkwardly inserts himself without even knowing we're recording. That actually should be pretty funny if he does. But
I kind of hope he does.
Me too, actually. I'd love to have him on the show. Sebastian's always a pleasure. Yeah, man.
Sure.
He's our AJ Styles of podcast and Sebastian.
Right?
Yeah. But listen, man, we're a wrestling podcast, just a bunch of guys that like to talk wrestling with each other. If you're listening to us on, I guess, like the podcast format, you can find us on Stitcher Radio, Spotify, Podbean, iTunes, and Google Play. We're also on YouTube. Don't forget to go over there to hit the like and subscribe button. Help us to get to 100 subscribers so we can get that custom URL. Also, we can be found on Twitter at the SmackDraw Pod, myself at the Kai Tai Show, and I'll hand it over to Kevin to let you know his handle and anywhere else you might be able to find him.
You can find me at Kevin Crazy 316, Crazy with a K.
That's right, buddy. Yeah, man. Kev, when's the last time you've been on the show, man? It's been a minute, hasn't it? You were supposed to be on Raw, but you were out sick.
Yeah, I think last week. I think the last AEW show was the last one I was on.
Nice, man. How was your week, dude?
It was good, hanging out, not doing much of anything really except for family stuff.
Yeah.
Played some video games,
You're I saw in football wise, the Bills are doing pretty good.
Hell yeah. I'm stoked about that.
They only got what? They're only down like one loss, right? That's not bad.
Yep.
Not
bad.
Bad.
4-1.
4-1. You can't really complain about that. Yeah.
Whoop
Man.
whoop.
Well, hey, you guys, we're here to talk about AEW Dynamite tonight, third episode. Kev, what was the overall impressions of the show?
I liked it all right. I mean, I don't think it was quite as good as last week's show, but that was, that was crazy. But overall, I really liked it. The tag stuff is really, really awesome. That tournament is like one of my favorite things in wrestling right now.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think the tag tournament, I think, is taking... Maybe in my opinion, they are the biggest thing going right now. I think like the world champ, like Chris Jericho's world championship. No offense to Chris Jericho, but I think that is taking a minor backseat to the tag tournament, and that's just because they're giving the matches are insane. Like, come on now,
yeah.
let's just be honest with it. Those tag matches they're putting on, we haven't seen them as a Western audience, tag matches like this, in a long time. Unless you are heavy in the indie scene, where of course it's more often than not. But if you are like myself and a lot of our other viewers, where you primarily have watched WWE and you're giving AEW a shot right now, it's surprising, man. Like, you haven't seen tag team wrestling like this,
Yeah.
And like you said, I think AEW is starting to settle down, and I feel like this week and the following weeks are going to be kind of what we can expect from the show. We're not getting overhyped. We're not getting like overly dramatic segments. We're kind of seeing the flow of everything, and it really does seem like decent light storytelling. I don't think we're lacking storytelling by any means, but they're putting the wrestling in the forefront, but like by a landslide. And I'm digging it, man. Like 2 hours of AEW flies by.
I know.
Yeah, it's really good in my opinion.
Oh yeah. I'm really digging it. And, like you said, yeah, it does feel like the tag division's, kind of driving right now. But, uh, Jericho can still cut promos like a motherfucker,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jericho is easily the biggest star.
Yeah.
I don't want to say a landslide. I'm just kind of going off like, that initial. I haven't had time to settle down and really think who the biggest star. But it's got to be Jericho.
Yeah.
And it's not because he's a WWE guy. I mean, granted, that's where he's spent most of his career. It's just the fact that he's been doing this for about 30 years, man. And,
Yeah.
and he's famous all over the world. Like,
Yeah.
who else on the roster do you think has like the biggest uh, career, like longest running career? It'd have to be, I think, Christopher Daniels would be next.
Yeah.
Christopher Daniels has been, I remember the first time I saw Christopher Daniels was TNA Impact when they first started up, and
Oh,
that
wow.
was almost 20 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
he was the fallen angel, Christopher Daniels, back then.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. So
I totally forgot about that.
yeah, yeah. So like, yeah, Chris Jericho, obviously, like, a biggest star, man, biggest star.
Oh, yeah.
And speaking of Christopher Daniels, we'll cut to the open. AEW airing from Philadelphia tonight. Wonderful place to host a wrestling show. The crowd's always going to give it to you. Frankie Kazarian and Christopher Daniels are coming out to have the round 1 tag tournament match against best friends Chucky Taylor and Trent. I want to say, is he just Trent or is he still Trent Beretta? I can't remember.
I think it's just Trent.
I think it's
I
just
don't.
Trent. I never hear him refer
But I'm
to
not.
like a last name.
Yeah, I don't either. So, hey, I'll go with it.
We'll go Trent. That's what we'll do.
Yeah.
But they come out before they can even make it to the ring. They are jumped by the Lucha Bros during their entrance. Daniels receives a package pile driver on the steel ramp, completely laid out. They're ran off by Scorpio Sky, who comes out. He saves the day. Unfortunately for Daniels, though, he gets the stretcher job. He's taken out. They're about to toss the match. But Scorpio Sky, who is in his everyday clothes, elects to insert himself in the match that he didn't intend on being in. He wrestled most of the match in just a sneaker and a sock. Like, this is how unprepared he was.
It was hilarious.
It was actually pretty funny, man. They do little stuff. The AEW,
yeah.
they're all about the little stuff.
Absolutely.
Yes. But they had a great opening match. The story of the match was the best friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent, were working over Kazarian because he did get like tossed into the ring post during the pre-match beatdown by the Lucha Bros. So they continued to work over his back until he could ultimately get the hot tag to Scorpio Sky. There was good back and forth in here. Maybe a miscue, I think, at one point. Chuck dove into Trent. They did some further working over Kazarian, but in the end, to my surprise, SCU advanced with, I think, the powerbomb drop kick. It was kind of weird. I feel like this was a little bit of a botch. I guess he was supposed to powerbomb. I want to say they were powerbombing Chuck. And Scorpio Sky was supposed to nail him with a drop kick, but it just seemed oddly timed. Anyways, they did pick up the victory. Did you notice the Scorpio Sky wasn't feeling the victory afterwards, though? He wasn't happy. I don't know if it was because he was concerned for Christopher Daniels or what was going on, but I couldn't help but think that, out of the 3 guys there, Scorpio Sky seems like a stud, man. Like, I hate to say it, but, every tag team, every trio, every faction at some point has got to fall apart. And I think that when this takes place, I think Scorpio Sky is going to be the one who comes out on top. and shines the biggest. Because he does, man. He looks like $1,000,000. He cuts great promos. He's incredible in the ring. I mean, like we said, dude wrestled in a sock and a shoe.
I know.
No, man, it was good, dude. It was really good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, the tag team tournament's killing right now. It's, one of my favorite things. Jesus on TV right now, it's super exciting.
Yeah. The next match made me think of Rob. I don't know how many streams you did with Rob back when Viking Raiders over on WWE Raw were doing the squash matches.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Raw.
Yeah.
This is all I could think about because we were wondering, is AEW going to have squash matches? And we got that answer tonight.
We sure did.
Yep. So, former LAX confirmed the name Proud and Powerful. You got Santana and Ortiz. I don't suppose you happened to catch the fellas' names that were in the ring, did you? It's all right if you didn't. I didn't. I was just hoping that maybe you or Sebastian picked up on it because I was trying, but I missed it.
Yo.
Yeah, right here.
I've sorry, I lost you for a second.
Oh, you're good. I said Proud and Powerful came out. Santana and Ortiz. And
yeah.
Did you happen to catch the name of the talent that was in the ring that got like eviscerated by the two guys?
No, actually, literally in my notes, I just put Santana and Ortiz wrestled some dudes and squashed them.
That's pretty much what I got here, too.
I actually, almost asked you guys in the chat if you had caught their names, because I was like, I have no idea,
No, I was listening, and I even have my closed caption on to try and pick up little things, and even the closed caption never picked it up, so... I don't even. They could have never even had their names released. I don't know, man.
Right?
Because they did make their entrance during the commercial when they did the picture-in-picture. So
yeah.
Not sure, but yeah, like you said, Santana and Ortiz absolutely squashed them. Their finishing move is the Street Sweeper, quick victory. It's probably not even 2 minutes long, if that.
Cool finisher, though.
Yeah,
I did like that.
I'm sorry. To my surprise, little bit weird thing here. As they were walking up the ramp, Jericho appeared on the Titantron and just cut an entire promo on their behalf. And the whole the whole time they're talking, like Jericho's going off, you could just hear Ortiz just screaming like, "We're the best! We're the best!"
I know, over and over again. Like I looked at my girlfriend and I was like, "Hey, I think that dude thinks they're the best." It was just crazy.
It reminds me of that song by the Foo Fighters.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, yeah. Oh my God!
David Grohl just screaming in the mic. Oh my God! Yes, man. Oh, it was so funny. But yeah,
it really was.
So Chris Jericho did make the announcement though during his promo for him that they are laying out the challenge to the Young Bucks, who are also not in the tag team tournament anymore. They were eliminated round one for November 9th's pay-per-view event at Full Gear. So it looks like we'll get Proud and Powerful taking on the Young Bucks. Early prediction, Kev. Who goes over, man? Who wins?
That's a hard one. Because I think that's going to be a really, really good match. I would say probably Proud and Powerful.
Yeah.
Because they're really trying to put over the Inner Circle. I feel like, and I'm into that honestly, so I'm cool with that. But yeah, I'm not going to change my mind.
I completely agree with you. Yeah, I completely agree. If there was any quick reasoning behind it, it's you can always fall back on interference or something like that. But
yep,
I don't think AEW wants factions to look weak like they tend to do in WWE. Because really, when you think about it, if you've got the numbers, you should be able to get wins fairly easily. It would have
Right.
to take, so. Yeah, that's so. I mean, really, yeah, I think that's really what it would be. What do you think of the Cody Rhodes promo?
I was really into it. I don't really watch a lot of MMA and stuff and boxing, but to my like little that I have, that's like pretty much how they do promos for those sports.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was really cool. Like I liked the whole idea of it, and there were like just so many people, and I like, Jesus, who all was in it? His mom. Friggin' JR, Tony Schiavone was in it. Diamond Dallas Page.
DDP.
Yeah.
Yeah, they even had MJF is in there too.
Oh, yeah.
Furthering their friendship. From what I gathered, the overall, at least the beginning, Brandy said that she knew once Cody entered into this title feud that everyone was going to lose him. He was just going to zero in on this match, and everything else happening in life is going to take a back seat to Cody.
Yep.
And it was really well produced. It was very, very well produced. It was touching, and really sells it like a sport. I was totally into it. I do have that little nagging thought in the back of my head. You're the booker, like you run the show. And it's that's going to be a hard hurdle because you have to think that this AEW primarily is getting a lot of hardcore fans, which I don't know. You would think that hardcore fans would know that, hey, he's in on it. He's helping book the matches. It's so weird. That's got to be such a weird hurdle to know that you're in charge of producing the show. And you're a talent, so how do you present yourself? Because Cody's a star, he's a stud, man. You know what I mean? It's
for sure. Yeah,
it's not 100% nepotism. If even if he wasn't booking it, he deserves to be in the main card.
100%.
But you're always gonna have that nagging thought, like the time, like when he wins the belt, it's because he chose to win the belt. Like there's always going to be that weird dynamic. Yeah. So I don't know. With that being said, I don't think he's going to. Like just throwing it out there.
No, I don't think he will either. But I hear you. Like I had that feeling, watching that, promo, just like you. Like, dude, if you can have it, like, shut up. You know what I mean? Like, but.
How do you win the belt eventually? Like how do you when you're in that position? I think you just have to wait till the show has been going on for a long time.
Yeah, it's tough because it's not like you said, he's legit. It's not like he doesn't deserve it at some point, But I feel like he's always going to have that asterisk no matter what.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's always, that's a weird hurdle. That's going to be a weird hurdle. But anyways, I am still stoked for the match. By no means am I trying to shit on it or anything like that. I'm stoked. Right. I love the work that they're doing. Cody is great. Arguably right now, Cody is one half of the best match of the year in my books with his match against Dustin Rhodes.
Easily.
Yeah, that match, including the ending, damn near moved me to tears.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Yo, I was watching that with my brother too.
Oh, that's gotta add to it, man.
Yeah, it did totally.
That totally does.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm stoked, man. Full Gear. I can't wait to watch it. I can't wait.
Oh, me either. Me either.
So afterwards, we got Rio. I didn't even recall this championship match being made, but yeah, so you got Rio, the champion, taking on Britt Baker in a women's championship match. These two have apparently never faced each other in one-on-one competition, but they have tagged together, and I like Rio as our champ, as the inaugural champ. Being the underdog, I think, is great.
Yeah.
Because when the belt does get taken off of her, you kind of saw it coming. it's nothing that will feel BS. Plus, also, it's always great to root an underdog in. Even as a champion,
Yep.
it still feels like she's chasing instead of like when Becky Lynch got the belt and all of a sudden went from that whole thing. It's the underdog to I'm the man now. Yeah. I think, we're just getting word from Sebastian.
Oh,
His internet is out. Looks like he says he's worried if he joins, his internet's just going to drop. So Sebastian gives his condolences to everybody. He apologizes. He can't make it.
oh man,
Yeah, unfortunately, that is the case.
we miss you, Seb.
He needs, yeah, man. Who does he have? Does he have Comcast? Like, who the heck is he using, man? His internet's always spotty.
I know,
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know who good internet is anymore, to be honest with you.
right?
I thought I have good internet. When I tell other people, they're like, I hate this. I'm like, man, I don't know then. I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you.
What'd you think of the match, though? Rio and Baker.
I don't know. It felt kind of weird for me. Like the first half, I don't know. It felt like something was off. Like I don't know what it was. Maybe I just wasn't into it. I don't know. The second half was much better, and the ending was definitely cool. Like the reversal that Rio did out of the that. What do they call? I'm not even sure what they.
No. You got it. The
there you go.
It's kind of like a crossface mandible claw combination, which is effing brutal, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. But like I said, I don't know, man. Like it just started really slow for me.
Yeah, I understand that too. I'll get into that here in a second. I do like how I like how they're not trying to say that Rio is like stealing these wins and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like for tonight, they emphasized she has 3 times the in-ring experience that Britt Baker has, because Rio started wrestling or training at 9 years old. So that they're using that's what's helping her overcome her size disadvantage, not chalking it up to blind luck and heart, the same thing that we're used to hearing all the time. It's, Rio's been doing this since she's a child. Even though she's tiny, she's had damn near like 13, 14 years to develop this skill and overcome her size disadvantage, So I think that's really cool. To speak on what you're saying, though, I've noticed that about these matches is that with the exception of the next match, a lot of these matches I've noticed that they do start slow. They just know how to turn it on in like Act 2 and Act 3 of the matches. Like you kind of find yourself like lulled to sleep in just the beginning. Not like rest hold after rest hold, but nothing really too eye popping. And then just these AEW guys know how to turn it on for that second half and how to drive it home. Yeah. I don't think I've seen a lackluster finish to date. You could even argue tonight's main event, even though normally that would kind of like turn you off, that the sequence that preceded it still made the match great, in my opinion.
No question.
Yeah. So dang it, this is the part we wanted Sebastian on. I really wanted Sebastian to be on here because our group chat started to get into a debate over this next match. The Lucha Bros, Pentagon Jr., and Rey Fenix taking on Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt, who's stepping in for an injured Luchasaurus who is out currently with an eye injury. Just to set the precipice here, Marco Stunt is extremely undersized compared to everybody else on the roster, and then so along with Jungle Boy, who's also very small compared to the rest of the roster. Just looking at these guys, you think they would get steamrolled within a matter of seconds. But these guys turned out, and in my opinion, an amazing match that I have it written down here. You could create GIFs out of this match for days. Like, just create GIFs, like one after another, because this match had such awesome spots and that were unexpected but fitted. Not like they were just in there to be in there. It's like every time Marco hit a move, it was out of like nowhere. You couldn't see the setup, and it felt really good. I really enjoyed this match, man.
Oh yeah, me too. I mean, I get where Seb's coming from, but it's like, dude,
Seb
like
wanted him to be squashed, and it ended up turning out to be a competitive match that exceeded a commercial break.
Yeah. I mean, Marco's stunt to me, like every time I watch him, I get impressed with what that kid can do, man.
How big is he? Like, how much? He can't weigh but 87 pounds.
I know.
He is a tiny thing, man.
He shows no fear. He's like, he's insane.
Man, I don't know. Like, for one, listen, you guys, if you're expecting us to give a blow-by-blow of this match, I'm sorry. The moves and sequences were super innovative. It's extremely hard. Words cannot express how talented all four men really are. Because, I mean, the Lucha Bros are just as talented in the ring with their offense, but it shows how talented they are to look like having Jurassic Express get the upper hand on them. The way they can sell for these guys as well, I noticed. In my book, the way the match played out was that the Lucha Bros threw everything they had at not the Lucha Bros, excuse me, Jurassic Express threw every bit of art, like everything in their arsenal at the Lucha Bros and landed with all of it. They just don't have the power behind their moves. They just don't have that finishing factor between the two of them. They hit, and their sequences hit really well. It was like you could tell they emptied the gas tank on him. It couldn't put him away. And ultimately, the Lucha Bros won after Penta gave, I want to say it was Marco Stunt, the arm breaker into an assisted package pile driver and picked up the victory. But by no means was it a squash match. Like they ate everything. It just none of it was good enough to put them away.
I mean, to be honest, I thought that, it was good drama and good storytelling, obviously, in the match. Because, I mean, there were times where I was like, holy shit, is Jurassic Express going to win, Like, legitimately, you know what I mean? And it was like, I mean, like you were saying, too, like, Lucha Bros sold like crazy. I mean, you can't ask for much more.
Not comically, like Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan selling.
Yeah,
it was like they were just caught off guard, and not in like a cocky way too. Like it was believable, and that's what I really liked about it. It was just the suspension of disbelief was really good here. You didn't have to try too hard. Granted, maybe it wasn't for everyone. Like I said, Sebastian had a very different take than I do, and seemingly like that you do. But like no, man. Tonight, Jurassic Express, we're hitting. It just at the end of the day, sometimes, man, it's not enough. You can give your best. Sometimes your best just isn't enough, unfortunately. Yeah, man. And now up next is the Bastard Pac with Jon Moxley taking on Kenny Omega and Hangman Page. Now, you guys already have a little bit of a spoiler in this if you're watching the YouTube version of our podcast here. But, dude, I don't even know how to cover this match. Up until the end sequence, this match, like the one before, it was so good. Oh, my gosh. Like... It just all four of these guys. You had four future AEW champs in the ring with each other, assuming injury or or like none of them get seriously injured and have to retire or get poached by, somehow coaxed back into WWE or something.
Right.
You have 4 future AEW champions in this match, hands down, man. And it's dope. It's so dope seeing it. It reminds me of what was it back in the day? You had Stone Cold, The Rock, Triple H, Undertaker, and Mankind. So 4 out of the 5 of the back in the day when WWE was trading that world title back and forth between 5 people on any given month, unlike nowadays where it's like 3 people over the course of 2 years.
I know.
You got 4 guys you're going to see hold that championship and probably trade it with each other. And that's what this match really showed you, is this is the future of AEW's main card right here.
For sure. No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, geez. I mean, Hangman Adam Page almost was already, so.
He came up he ate probably the nastiest Judas effect. That it is called the Judas effect, right? I believe that's the
the elbow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was Chris Jericho's best one to date, was when he hit Hangman with that. It looked mean.
Oh yeah,
mean as hell. Yeah,
for sure.
My wife happens to little Rob plug there. My wife happens to love Hangman Page's entrance. She was cooking, man. She saw the horse and she was like totally freaking like distracted. It was hilarious.
Funny you should mention that. My girlfriend actually was like, I don't know why that dude wears that outfit. He looks like a male stripper.
So I think I get it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. The ending of this match is where the great story takes place here. John Moxley ends up sharing the ring with Kenny Omega with Hangman Page and Pac laid out on the outside. They square off for a bit. They exit the ring on opposite sides. Omega pulls out the barbed wire broom, and Moxley pulls out the barbed wire bat. We're going to get a little preview of Full Gear tonight. Moxley hits Omega in the gut with the butt end of the bat, not the barbed wire. At this point, the ref did separate himself. Like when he saw the level, it's kind of funny. So if you're going to criticize AEW, I could see this part open for criticism because the ref technically is supposed to take control of the match. But when the ref saw Omega and Moxley with the barbed wire weapons, he thought second. He was like, nope, I can't get in this. I think he was concerned about his own well-being. He
tried for a second, and then Moxley kind of threatened him, and then he couldn't get out of the ring faster.
Yeah, he's like, nope,
than he did. Yeah.
But yeah, so Moxley hits Omega with the butt end of the bat, and before he can take the barbed wire to him, Pac re-enters. He takes the weapon from Moxley, takes the weapon from Omega, throws it out the ring, starts giving it to Moxley, and arguably rightly so. You're going to get us disqualified. Moxley does his best Stone Cold impression. Double bird, hits the paradigm shift, his DDT, and then just exits the match. So now I'm good, bro. And leaves Hangman Page and Omega pick up the scraps. They start hitting their signatures and their finishers, and they handily take out Pac and get the win for their tag team. I had no issues with this. It made sense. It absolutely made sense. And
100%.
Yeah. No one beat anybody straight up, so it's all left up in the air. Who's the best of the 4? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was really good. Did you catch the announcements for next week's matches? I only got a couple of them. I got 3 of them.
Well, I know they said Moxley versus Pac.
Yep. And I got Dark Order and SCU.
And then the other tag the other tag match, which was Lucha Bros and Private Party.
That's right. And I want to say they announced a match with Britt Baker, but I missed who her opponent was.
I don't think they gave the opponent. They were just like, we're going to Britt Baker's hometown or something like that. She'll be in action.
Okay.
So they didn't actually say. They just said she was going to have a match.
Okay.
And they said that about somebody else too, but I don't remember who it was.
Yeah. I knew there was two of them. I didn't catch the because they started rattling them off real fast, and at this point, I didn't have my notes open because I was both trying to play on my phone and take my notes on the phone. Sorry, guys. I know it's not professional, but look, man.
Hey, I was doing the same thing.
It's hard sometimes, all right? It's hard sometimes. I didn't lose. I gave my tablet to my wife, and usually that's how I remedied that because my tablet had a Bluetooth keyboard, and I could type on that. Yeah. And, but yeah. No, oh well. I mean, we got the big matches. It's all right.
Yeah.
Speaking of big match, man, I didn't, I feel bad because I didn't have that high of expectations for this match. The main event, Darby Allin and Chris Jericho. And I'm kind of happy I didn't because this match blew my socks off, bro. Oh, my God.
I'm right there with you, man. I thought for sure, that it was going to be like the Chris Jericho show the whole time, but it wasn't.
Yeah. You think Darby Allin's going to be our Rudy? He'll be the...
I mean, that's a cool story. I'm into it,
I mean, he's already talking about being a champ, and they're not, like, making fun of it. It's not like commentary runs him down. You know what I mean? Like you get over on WWE at times.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, they're building him up, And I think he showed out as far as I'm concerned tonight,
I think everybody, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it. It legitimately looked like he outworked Jericho. Not like storyline wise. Like it legitimately looked like because when the match started, he just swarmed Jericho. And he took the fight to him forever, and it looked like Jericho had gassed minutes into the match. I mean, Jericho kicking out looked like he could barely kick out in time. Like it looked like he legit could not kick out in time. Because Darby Allin was working such a fast pace on him, man, and it looked so badass.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Once Jericho though got a hold of him, and got a little bit of control. Once again, it slowed down the beginning, even though like it opened up really fast. It did kind of slow down after a moment. And then it picked up at the end. Once Jericho taped Darby Allin's hands behind his back, this match went to just another level.
My God.
Oh,
that was so crazy.
This is the sickest stuff I've ever seen.
Oh, I know. How did he do that stuff?
I don't know. He legit that is someone who legitimately has no fear. And is also very talented. There are those who are reckless with no fear, but they're still sloppy. Look at early Jeff Hardy, man, before he refined his skills. He was botching everything just because he threw everything out there. No, Darby Allin is a talented guy, by all means. So with his hands tied behind his back, he was hitting springboard moonsaults, diving through the ropes. As we mentioned Jeff Hardy earlier, he hit a whisper in the wind. All while his hands are tied behind his back. Like the crowd, everybody I think was equally shocked. Like this was
Jesus.
You don't see this kind of stuff, man.
I know. I visited, like audibly gasped a few times. It was insane.
Yeah. Jericho ended up getting. I thought Jericho was going to deliver a pedigree. He got the double underhooks. I for sure thought he was about to give a pedigree. He ended up powerbombing Darby Allin onto his own skateboard. Oh, that was another cool thing about Allen is he comes out on his skateboard. He skates down the ramp. I mean, Jesus, dude, this guy's
Yep.
awesome. Like, he's so awesome. But as he goes to take out Allen with a chair, Allen gets up, drop kicks him, goes to the top rope to hit his coffin drop, ends up getting punched by Jake Hager, who finally made his presence known. He's put in the Lion Tamer by Chris Jericho, ends up having to verbally submit. And then the show goes out with the Inner Circle coming out, celebrating with a little bit of the bubbly. So 3 weeks, and all 3 weeks the show closes with Inner Circle storyline, which it's the main story. You know what I mean? It's
Absolutely.
I get it. But once again, a super fast pace, easy to digest show, and that leaves you wanting more. Big matches, like I said, we got round two of the tag team tournament matches taking place next week.
Yep.
And then, of course, you got Jon Moxley versus Pac. That could be a main event on any other show, like a pay-per-view.
Yeah,
That's a
sure.
main event right there that you could build so much hype around. And that's just going to be on weekly television for us. It's
Can't
nuts.
wait, man.
And it looks like that might be, as far as I know right now, that might be our first week where we don't have Inner Circle closing the show. Because I couldn't picture Mox and Pac not having the main event of the night. That's money right there.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Agreed.
Marco Stunt. Love that kid. That's crazy that he's that small. And I wonder what you could do with him. You could make him tag champ. You could easily make him a tag champ.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Especially with somebody like Luchasaurus, like why not?
Yeah. Britt Baker, that's a future champ right there, and her.
Yep.
Along with B Priestley, even though she wasn't on the
Oh,
show.
yeah.
B Priestley, that's a future champ as well. There's so many people right now that are not already focused on the belt that you can see just a future with. Like you can just see like a long roadmap to getting belts on all of these people.
Mm-hmm.
Almost everyone, honestly, in my opinion, in this tag team tournament, all could be tag champions just because of how you're presenting them.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
You don't have, no offense to like the B team and a couple other ones like that, but you don't have any tag teams that come across as tag team jobbers. Like their entire division feels like very talented.
Right. Well, the thing that's so crazy to me too is that there's just so many young, guys, especially 23 years old MJF. You know what I mean? Like,
Jesus, dude, that kills me.
Right?
That guy has already achieved more in his life than I will ever. Right? MJF is the man, dude. Oh.
Well, and even Adam Page is only like 28, 29, you know, like in the prime of his career, get out of here, man.
It's super talented. Like their whole, they're just their roster. They don't feel like they don't feel everyone like their whole roster right now feels like upper mid card to main event. No one feels like standard jobber. And it's because right now they're not bloated. Now, granted, there's a lot of time to be had. You'll eventually have to bring on more people to flush stuff out, so you're not redoing the same matches over and over again. But as of right now, they just have almost like unlimited potential. And, and thinking about it in hindsight, that's why I don't mind Jericho being the inaugural champion instead of someone who gets it later. It's good Jericho gets the jump on it now because you know that this main card is, no offense to Jericho, he's one of the greatest ever, and you could probably make an argument for the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
But the talent that's coming up, man, it's gonna blow by you. Like, Father Time's gonna catch Jericho, and the talent that's also here is extremely respectable. So,
well, it hasn't caught him yet, and that's amazing
crazy.
in and of itself.
That is so nuts, dude. Jericho is, dude. Who would have thought, like, this late into his career, he would become still like one of the hottest things. Like,
oh yeah.
And it's like a broken record. Everyone says it, man. He just reinvents himself year after year. He does not get complacent with his character.
Nope. And it always works too.
Yeah.
He's that good.
He'll be white hot, and he will not let himself fade out and get overplayed. He'll go out while he's white hot and then come back with something else. Like, people need to take notes, man. People need to take notes on don't get complacent. Just don't get complacent.
Yeah.
100%.
Chris Jericho, baby.
Chris Jericho. Anyways, guys, I think that's our show. That'll do it for tonight. Short and sweet. Make sure to catch us Saturday when we cover Friday Night SmackDown. We might have a bonus episode up Saturday, Sunday, maybe Monday afternoon. I'm not sure yet. I know we're in talks of doing something along the lines of winners and losers of the WWE Network Draft. Like I said, if you're a first-time listener, consider subscribing. We put out 4 videos every week, 4 or more, rather. And, of course, like I said, hit us up on Twitter at SmackDrawPod, myself at The Kai Tai Show, and then, of course, Kevin over at KevinCrazy316, and that is crazy with a K. Until then, we'll see you next time.
Peace out.